to everybody in the Dharma, saying, right after he threatened me, saying, look, we've got to be, if we're really Sikhs, we have to be able to question the teacher. And if we're not Sikhs. And if Satnam is our truth, we have to be able to bring this to the Khalsa Council, and we have to have all the ashrams say, is it true that Yogi Bhajan's being sexual with all these people? And is Guru Jot part of something that Yogi Bhajan knew about in terms of the drugs and the weapons? And but we didn't know. We didn't know the depth. I don't think Pamela Dyson, Prabhupada, I don't think she knew, even though she was involved at the level that she was involved in with him. We did not know until these reports came out. Kate, we had a glimpse of it with Kate, but the masochistic, deeply hatred of women thing that he was into.
Did you read Kate's file in the 80s when you were still in? You did?
I did, but even then I couldn't let that in. It was so being held down and raped by his sister, or by her sister. Like, I couldn't go there. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like facing climate change today. Do we actually know what's going on right now in climate change? That's a big jump, but I'm saying the denial, it's so big.
So on the point of writing this letter, so you're saying when you finally left, you write this letter and you write it to all the directors of other ashrams, right? And my dad,
that we posted to everybody in the Dharma, yeah.
So, and my dad was the director of the Phoenix ashram. So I remember asking, his wife, my stepmom, whether she remembers seeing that. And anyway, did they receive it? Do you think they received it and just were cut off from receiving your message because of the message, because Yogi Bhajan had already kind of infiltrated who you were to them?
Some saw it because all I got was hate mail.
Got it. You got a lot of hate mail at that time from other directors of the ashram, kind of like what we're seeing in the denier category now, that kind of like mentality, right?
And some, along with it, there was some rage, like, how dare you? You had this high office and you betrayed your office, and you're slandering our teacher. All that kind of stuff.
I want to again put a little flag in this note here. I think it's really important to note that, for listeners, when you're listening, a lot of the vitriol that we hear and witness from the quote deniers group that kind of created that whole other website, kind of denying the whole AOB report and really actually inflicting language of harm and the language that you're speaking of, slander and how dare you, like we're seeing that in 2020 now. And I remember when I started hearing that, it was such a body memory of like, wow, I remember that in the 80s. Like I remember that as a child at like 8, where this was happening in the permeating atmosphere. People were leaving and other people were deflecting and denying, and that energy is an energetic frequency we absorb as children in consciousness, right? I mean, it's in the atmosphere, and that became the ethos. And then the veneer ethos was this wear white, all of like this external teaching, so to speak, but really this denying of the reality was happening all the time.
Yeah. As we're talking